stuff bigger than football.
These 50 are among the 170,000 beds that have been donated over the past 15 years across the country. These will be delivered by the Salvation Army. Coming days. In Spring Garden, Chris O'Connell, Fox News.
The Edge at 11 starts now.
Tonight on The Edge, a goat on the loose in Detroit. It escaped from, of all places, the psychedelic healing shack. Now there's a battle to keep it in the city. Fox News' Jessica Dupnack joins us live to explain this one. Jess.
Yeah, keep up. Get your notepad out because this is very complicated. I just really thought this story started with the viral video. I thought we'd do a cute story about a guy that was scared of a goat. But of course, this story has layers. Take a look.
Smokey here is a neighborhood favorite.
Well, now he is. They're buds, but a couple of days ago, this was Dalen Scott. Don't want to offend you, but a lot of people thought that was a girl scream when you jumped up on that car. What do you got to say for yourself?
I mean, he scared the female out of me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look at him.
Dalen and brother Jupiter Star, not his real name, meeting Smokey the goat for the first time Monday since he got loose and scared the out of him.
I just wasn't expecting it in the neighborhood. Not at all in the neighborhood.
That's a real goat. That's a real one. What the
Just like a big brother would, this was Jupiter Star's reaction.
Just looked through the window, making sure he was okay. And my mom running outside with a knife, trying to.
Your mom brought a knife?
Yeah, she brought a knife, trying to get it to him, but she's so scared of animals.
With mom's help, Dalen made it inside their West Side Detroit home.
Go, go, go!
They have an unscientific theory why Smokey was so, well, excited.
The goat was trying to hump us.
In true Detroit fashion, it doesn't end there.
Comfrey and Dandelion and Fenugreek and Chaparral.
Cue Dr. Bob. This is where you do the body work.
Right.
The brothers' investigation into the loose goat led them down the street from their house to the psychedelic healing shack.
I kind of look like a goat. But, you know, they're just gentle creatures, and they're biblical, and they're very healing.
The doc took in Smokey and Perfect and Angel.
If it was up to me, they might be in the house, but my wife's not going for that one.
He's currently locked horns with the city of Detroit for proper permitting to keep the crew. And now that Smokey cannot escape, the brothers hope he can stay. Roop, you're not going to believe it, but this story has another turn. We made a friend out here. We saw this dog get dumped here on Detroit's West Side earlier, Woodward and 7 Mile. He took a liking to us, so we're hanging out with him right now. We'll get him somewhere safe. This neighborhood's got a lot going on, a lot of loose animals. We need to get fences. We need to get all kinds of stuff over here on Detroit's West Side. But in all seriousness, in the city, you can have ducks, you can have chickens, you can have honeybees. Unsure on the goats, but the doctor, Dr. Bob, he's going to fight it. Reporting on Detroit's West Side, Jessica Dupnack on The Edge.
Yeah, you got to go and get that dog into the right hands. I know you have connections in the city. In the meantime, for the goats, I'm just wondering if they can't keep the goats at the psychedelic place, where will they go?
You know what? I think Dr. Bob, he loves goats maybe even more than humans at this point. So I have a feeling if he can't keep them here in the city, they'll rest at a farm somewhere very nice.
All right, Jess, go get that dog to a rightful place for a good night's rest and hopefully an adoption. Jessica Dupnack looking out for all things furry here tonight. Thanks for that live report.
Thanks, Ruth.
Another day, another data center debate in Southeast Michigan. This time it's in Monroe County. Reaction is split as more Michigan towns consider adding more of these facilities. Fox News' Dave Kinchin has more from Frenchtown Township.
It was a packed house at the Frenchtown Township Community Center as many people came out to learn about this proposal. Some people had concerns, others were curious, and many said heck no altogether. The room was packed as people listened to a presentation by the company Cloverleaf Infrastructure, which is looking to build a data center at I-75 and Dixie Highway on the site of the former ProMedica Hospital. The Frenchtown Charter Township government recently acquired the land, and they say anything can go there, adding that a data center is just one of many ideas. It would go on a couple hundred acres of land and would process all types of information we use in daily life, from healthcare records to banking information and some AI, according to sources. Now, many neighbors voiced concerns over water and power usage along with noise. Here's why some people say they're against it, with an official from the possible developer saying that these centers are quite common, and also an expert unaffiliated with this project telling us how data centers work in general.
I think it's all data, just data, money driven, and I don't think it's going to be any benefit to our community.
Everything that we do in modern life runs through a data center. Your healthcare records, your social media, your cell phone.
It's actually really boring when you get into one of these sites. It's just rows and rows and rows of cabinets, and the inside of those cabinets are hundreds of GPUs, graphics processing units. Every time you run in to like OpenAI and send a query, somewhere that traffic gets routed to a specific GPU that runs the calculation, which is linear algebra. It's a matrix calculation, and then that output gets routed back out of the data center.
We're still in the evaluation phase, determining what could go there, and the data center is just one of the options.
A spokesperson for Cloverleaf says that this data center would not use any more water than a small office building. They also say it would not be any noisier than the noise heard from the interstate, being I-75. And meantime, the township government stresses this is just an idea. There are no plans to build yet, let alone a timetable. In Frenchtown Township, Dave Kinchin on The Edge.
Well, a man is behind bars in connection with a deadly shooting at Prime 7 Bar in Commerce Township. It happened last night during a Lions game watch party. Sources telling us the victim, bar manager Franchek Shemby, got a call to come outside. When he did, he was shot. Fox 2's Charlie Langton spoke with those who knew him best, who are still left in shock.
Like my brother. When you heard about this, were you here? Did you know what was going on?
No, I didn't know. No, nobody knows nothing. I was coming from nowhere. I was in Canada because my brother and my father live there. I go every Sunday there. They called me. I'm like,
what are you going to do now?
No, it's okay. No, he's gone. I can bring him back.
A 65-year-old man from Farmington Hills turned himself into police after the shooting. A motive was not released. Take you out to Detroit's west side now. A teen there hospitalized after being shot. This shooting happened around 2 this afternoon in the area of Florence and Cruz. The victim, a 16-year-old boy. Sources telling Fox 2 he was in the back seat of a car when he was shot. At last check, he's in serious condition. Police have not shared any details on a suspect. The father of 3 missing Michigan boys has now been arraigned on murder charges 15 years after the disappearance of his sons, Alexander, Andrew, and Tanner. John Skelton's bond set at $60 million. You may remember Skelton's sons disappeared in 2010 after visiting their father for Thanksgiving. Skelton was set to be released from prison after serving that 15-year sentence for unlawful imprisonment. He's expected back in court next week. Turning to the weather, it's going to remain cool for much of the week, and tomorrow expect a wintry mix. Weather Authority Rich Luderman joins us with a forecast. It can mean a lot of things when you say wintry mix.
That's right. We're going to get a little wet snow and a little rain tomorrow. You can see that next system. It's out there, still west of Chicago. There's been a few sprinkles down close to South Bend, but we're dry. It's kind of chilly out there. We've had mostly clear skies. As a result, temperatures in a lot of areas have dipped down into the upper 20s. 45 today with all that sunshine. It was nice. Averages, look at the record, 70 on the high side, 13 on the low side. There's a cold spot. Ann Arbor 23. Port Huron 23 right now. Look at that. Along Interstate 69, Lapeer and Flint both at 23 degrees. Thankfully, there's not a lot of wind out there, and that'll be the case for the next couple of days, but certainly some cold spots to our north. 21 Oscoda, 26 in Mount Pleasant. There's 36 in South Haven. Temperatures will actually start to rise a bit as we get close to sunrise as that weak system passes just to our south. But you can see when I stop the animation close to the lunch hour, there'll be just some light rain and some wet snowflakes out there. Most of the action passes to our south, and then we're going to dry out nicely for Wednesday and for Thursday. So increasing clouds for the rest of tonight, but tomorrow brings this light wintry mix to the area. Now in the afternoon, we'll get up into the upper 30s. So I think most of the time tomorrow, it's just going to be damp on the roads. Here is that 7-day forecast. Thursday night into Friday, another chance for some wet weather, and the weekend ahead looks nice and dry. Rupa, full check for you starting at 4 a.m.
Thanks so much, Rich. A new bill making its way through Lansing that would essentially restrict the sale of certain supplements to minors. Critics have slammed it, saying not only is it unnecessary, but harmful to the industry. Fox News' Dave Spencer has more on the bill and what the opposition is saying now. Dave.
Yeah, Rup, when it comes to the world of dietary supplements, some say the rules currently in place, well, they simply don't go far enough. Others argue if you add age restrictions to how people can buy the supplements, what will lawmakers tackle next, saying this is all a very slippery slope. Well, right now in Lansing, there's a bipartisan support for a bill called the Weight Loss Product and Minor Act. It will essentially give power to a board of pharmacy to determine what supplements shouldn't be sold to minors. However, the Council for Responsible Nutrition says this is not needed. They argue that federal laws already go far enough in requiring that supplement manufacturers and marketers must back up any claims that they make with data. In other words, to get on the store's shelves, they must already prove that they're safe in the first place. The new legislation is sponsored by a lawmaker from Dearborn, Representative Aaron Burns. Now, during a recent news conference, Representative Burns, along with a doctor, spoke about an alleged link between diet pills and eating disorders in young people. The council disputes those claims, citing a lack of hard evidence.
The evidence shows is that some people who have eating disorders will use dietary supplements among many other things that they are doing. But that doesn't mean that using these products is causing the disorder. And so conversely, if you lock them up and take them off the market and prevent people from getting it, there really is no expectation that you're going to have any impact on eating disorders. It's just a scapegoat to try to point to something and say, these are the things that are to blame.
Now, other research, such as a study that was conducted by Harvard University, one that this bill was really based on, said that they did find that those who did use diet pills had a higher odds of getting an eating disorder as opposed to those who never took diet pills in the first place. However, they do admit that there is no direct correlation that they could pinpoint, just whatever those findings were in their study. That's what they're based this bill on at this current time. As I mentioned, they still needs to go through a committee. It needs to be put on the House floor and then go for a vote. So there's still a long way to go with this legislation. Reporting live in Oak Park, Dave Spencer on The Edge.
Yeah, we'll see how this bill ends up and if it actually does survive. But in the meantime, did this lawmaker say that this is based just on the study, or is it based on real problems with minors right here in Michigan that he noticed?
Yeah, there's some, obviously this was based on the study. They came to them, the people behind the study came to the representative Aaron Burns from Dearborn and said, we found this correlation. And then other doctors that we spoke with say that, yes, they are hearing from young people who are concerned about the supplements they're taking. And those doctors are saying, like, maybe there needs to be other safeguards in place. However, that Nutrition Council says those safeguards are already there and this is unnecessary.
By way of the federal stuff that's already out there. All right, important stuff. Dave Spencer for us live tonight. Thank you. Up next, an officer's search for suspects stops like a deer in headlights. More from this surprise encounter. You're watching The Edge at 11.
Usted me lo quiebra, usted me lo paga. Usted quiebra mi ventana.
Dramatic video showing the moments ICE agents smash a car window, forcing the driver out of their vehicle. It happened over the weekend in Charlotte, the latest city to see a surge of immigration enforcement. The man filming the video is a Honduran-born U.S. citizen. He was detained but was then let go after proving he is, in fact, a citizen. North Carolina's governor says the ICE surge is stoking fear in Charlotte.
We've seen masked, heavily armed agents in paramilitary garb driving unmarked cars, targeting American citizens based on their skin color, racially profiling and picking up random people in parking lots and off of our sidewalks. This is not making us safer. It's stoking fear and dividing our community.
The Department of Homeland Security says 130 people were arrested in its immigration blitz dubbed Operation Charlotte's Web. After months of pressure, House lawmakers will take a vote that could ultimately force the Department of Justice to release everything it has on Jeffrey Epstein. President Trump maintains he knew nothing about the convicted sex offender's crimes, despite the two of them being friends. Trump supported releasing the files during the campaign, but flipped. Now President Trump is changing his mind again and says he wants Republicans to vote in favor of releasing them.
We've done a great